Life speaks. It speaks through struggles and success, through music and messages, the preconceived and the unexpected. Whether you are in the depths of the valley or in the midst of your mountaintop experience, everyone needs to be encouraged from time to time. Here we will share stories of strength, testimonies of triumph, verses of victory, observations, and information meant to touch the heart and uplift the soul, to keep you on your path of purpose and navigate this thing called life with power and authority. This is Andrea Hines, and I'm your host for When Life Speaks, here on ALH Broadcasting, an affiliate of the Streaming Inspirational Broadcast Network. I am glad you accepted the invitation to join us tonight. There's something in this broadcast just for you, and if it is going to be a blessing to your life, it will be to someone else as well. So share, tag, start a watch party, and invite someone you know to join us. Then turn down the volume of life and get ready to receive, so that when life speaks, you'll speak life. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to When Life Speaks. We have a surprise. We've got our guest is already in with us this evening. So hey there, lady. Hey there, lady. I'm gonna see if Alan can pull you out for just a few minutes. There we go. We've got some new listeners this evening. We've got Rochelle Alston. Rochelle, hey there. Glad to have you with us tonight. Lynn, how you doing? I didn't even speak to you. Good evening.
That's okay.
To you, Miss
That's
Lynn.
okay. You saw the guest there and was thrown off. I know. It's all right. It's all right. I'm good. I'm waiting for some sort of inclement weather.
Oh yeah. But we never know. We never know how that's going to work out.
I didn't buy snacks for rain.
Snacks? You don't buy snacks?
I didn't buy snacks for rain. Okay.
Okay. We always got to have snacks. I don't care whether it's raining or not. But good evening to you, Ida. Nice to have you in the house tonight. Francina, good evening to you. And I see Paula Obi has popped in. Good evening, Paula. Hey there, birthday girl. Kim has recently celebrated a birthday, so I'm glad that you are on the line with us tonight. And our South Carolina connection popped in, Angie. Oh, good evening to you. Good evening to you. I'm not going to take up a lot of time in the beginning. I just want to, first of all, thank our villagers. They have been so faithful in sending in their information when we have a topic. Hey there, Dawn. Good evening to you. Glad to have you on this with us this evening. So if you have any topics that you want to see us discuss, if there anything that you want to weigh in on in particular as we begin this new year of 2022, you know what to do. You need to send me an email to whenlifespeakswithandrea.com. Speak Life with Andrea at gmail.com.
There it is.
With Andrea at gmail.com. I think by the time I'm in the 5th year of the broadcast, I'll actually remember what my email address is. But until that time, just write it down, keep it near you, so that you'll always have it there. We have a very special guest with us this evening, and this is a little different format for us, but you know we're always trying something new. So our guest who popped in a little bit earlier is a dear friend. We love her so much, and she is really falling under the power of one because she has done some amazing things, and we want to share those things with you tonight. So, Lynn, why don't we go on and get started? I'm going to have you start with April's bio, and then I'm going to give a little bit of that information at the end, and then we'll be taking a little break and bringing in our guests. So have at it.
Okay, so April Richardson Boyd, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's a self-care strategist. I absolutely love that. She's a self-care strategist. She is also the bridge that brings women together from all walks of life, from all over the world. Her mission is to teach women to communicate effectively, empower each other, and operate in excellence in every area of their lives. We can do all things through Christ that strengthen us. We can't pour from an empty cup, so we must learn to practice self-care in practical ways. That is the motto from the self-care strategist. April also encourages everyone to go and be great and to operate in their grace space and make time for daily self-care. April's most treasured role in life is that she is married to Chris Boyd, and they have two handsome sons, Christian and Josh, affectionately known as the Boyd Boys. April and her family enjoy spending quality time together and doing impromptu game nights, community service, and praising and worshiping God corporately. April's passion for empowering women and her community can best be seen by the creation of the CEO Circle. That CEO Circle also had a community awards gala. The inaugural event brought over 500 citizens out to celebrate and honor local heroes and sheroes for their extraordinary service. Now, that truly is the power of one, okay? You can find April hosting morning devotions daily on social media at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where she teaches her audience that they can accomplish anything that they pray about, write down, and execute. April is literally the bridge. She brings people together to operate in excellence in every area in their lives. Team Boyd is currently residing in Midland, Texas, by way of Boynton, Virginia. Now, Boynton, that's not, they didn't get that last name from Virginia. Just want to let y'all know that. But you can connect with April on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And let me tell you something, when Lynn was talking about the power of one, this is something that April did. And I am still amazed by it. And I remember when she was going about getting everything together for this, and I thought, wow, this is one brave lady right here. But her greatest act of service, she said, was in 2017, where she spearheaded a massive donation drive for those affected by Hurricane Harvey there in Houston, Texas. She and her team led sponsors to set up drop-off sites with bottled water, cleaning supplies, and all those other kinds of things could be dropped off. And she and her husband filled a 26-foot truck with the supplies and drove them cross country to Texas. Wow. Where they partnered with a local charity in that area for distribution. I tell you what, I'm just going to stop right there, because I want April to get in here so she can talk a little bit about herself, and we can tell you more about this lady who has stepped out in faith and done some amazing, amazing things. So, Ellen, we're going to take a break right here, and when we come back, you will meet April Richardson Boyd.
Yay!
are.
Hello, hello, hello.
we brought you in early before it didn't look like we forgot to bring you in again. April, welcome to Win
Thank you
Life.
so much.
We are
Thank you for this
so glad.
invitation.
Oh, I tell you, we're so glad to have you on. There's so many things that have been happening with you and happening through you, and I tell you what, I'm just gonna let Lynn take the lead here tonight, so you all can just have your girls' conversation. We're just gonna kind of be eavesdropping off to the side because I know when you all get together. Well, I don't know when you all get together. I guess we don't ever know when you two get together what's going to happen. But
Hey,
again, welcome, and let me
Thank
tell you
you.
something. Listeners, this is a name that you want to know, April Richardson Boyd, because she is doing some amazing things, and she is the epitome to me of one of those who is the power of one. She sees the need, she feels the need, and we're just grateful that you are on with us tonight. So, Lynn, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and you and Miss Boyd, go ahead and have your chat.
Thank you. Hey, Lee.
you know, Mommy was reading or sharing with the listeners about the drive that you did in 2017 for Hurricane Harvey. And I thought about it because who knew in 2017 that the drive that you took to Houston, Texas was actually the beginning of your journey, because you and your family now live in Midland, Texas.
Had no
Who
idea.
knew?
Who
Who
knew?
knew that
God
that was
knew.
going to be happening?
That's right.
Oh my goodness. I remember the day that we talked and you told me that you were going to be moving. And I was like, back to Raleigh, right? Because I wasn't happy about the move to Alabama. But clearly, no. But when you told me Texas, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I like Texas. That's great.
Right.
But then when you said Midland, I was like, where is that?
Where? The middle of nowhere. The middle of nowhere, Texas.
I think you told me how far away are you from Dallas?
5 hours.
5 hours.
I'm
from
closer
Dallas.
to Mexico.
Wow.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all
But
right.
listening to my bio, it was kind of like, who are they talking about? Like, who are they talking about?
You.
And I got a little full.
The amazing thing is
I needed that reminder.
We met at church, served at church, worked at church. You've moved, but yet we've still remained connected,
right?
Through various things,
right?
And
both of y'all were at the second gala. Remember, y'all right before we moved. Y'all were at the second gala.
We did come up to the second one. That's right, because we weren't. How did we miss the first one? I don't know how we missed the first one, but I know we did come up to the second one.
Yeah.
And let me tell you all something. To be a person, this is truly the power of one, because it's not like April has a corporation yet. It's not like she's got, the building with her name on it that has this team. But it is something when God drops something in your spirit to do, that you make it happen. And the fact that you made this happen because you moved back home. You had moved back home and pulled the CEO circle together just to bring women in the community together.
Because I wanted them to experience some of the things that I had experienced while I was away.
And so, and when you did that, from that, you did this whole gala that, one person, again, this is something that you put on that normally, this is like an Emmy, Oscar, Tony Award. No, this is the way you set it up.
Yeah.
This wasn't something that was in Vegas or Hollywood. This was in Boynton, Virginia. But you set it up like we would, like they were having a night to remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did an amazing thing. Now, I'm going to tell you all the listeners a little bit about this gala. You set out and had awards for like the best school person, the best security
The
guard.
teacher of
I
the
mean,
year,
it was like
police officer of the year.
Right. It was.
We had
and the
living
people-
legends.
Right, and the town
Yes.
voted.
Mhm.
They voted, and
I was so
want you to know
thankful.
this was a black tie event.
Yeah.
Red carpet. They came in like paparazzi. You made them feel like stars, but this was the power of one.
Mm-hmm.
You pulled that together and had
God be the glory.
that many people to come to celebrate themselves. To celebrate themselves. That was a feat all unto itself. But what I absolutely love the most is that you keep going.
Yeah.
You keep growing. You don't become stagnant. And you keep moving. Now, from the CEO, we did the bridge.
Mhm.
Because
That
if
was
you
his
don't know
second.
anything about April, April has the ability to connect you with anybody and everybody.
Whether you want to or not, you need to meet them. You need to meet her. You need
Right.
her.
That's how you became the bridge, you know, and still you moved from Boynton, Virginia to Alabama
Mhm.
to now Texas,
Mhm.
and you are still doing that. You are still being the bridge. Now we have a question here because Angela says, how did you put this gathering together?
Nobody but God. Like, honestly, for real, y'all, it has to be God. There's no other explanation. Because like I said, when I was sitting there listening to that bio just now, I got full because I was like, they're talking about me? You know what I'm saying? And I guess I needed that reminder because there are some days that I feel like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not doing enough. Like, I'm not, and like I said, I needed that boost. I needed that push. Because I know from the outside looking in, maybe it might be like, how in the world did you do that? But honestly, when God gives you something to do, he shows you how to do it. And that's my thing that I want everybody to know and to understand, that you do things the way that God showed you, the way he told you to do it. It's going to come out
Right.
the way he sees fit for it to come out, regardless of whether it was the way somebody else did it or not. Like, all I had to go off, like Glenn was saying, the Emmys, the Grammys, the BET Awards or whatever, I had that in my mind. But of course, I don't have any behind the scenes connections with anybody who's ever done anything like that. And so I just got my pen and my paper out and I just wrote. The host for the evening. I wrote his whole script out, you know, for the awards, for the people who were doing the awards. And things that I did it may have been the old fashioned way, you know, I may have done it the hard way of getting everybody to send me their information, but it all came together. Now, was it perfect? Absolutely not. We were there to almost midnight and people were hungry and ready to go home. But thank God we had food there for them. It all came together. And so whatever it is that God your heart to do, that you know he gave it to you, do it. It doesn't matter if you do it the way somebody else did it, or if you didn't do it the way somebody else do it. Do it the way he told you to do it.
Okay. So segueing into that, because you said when God gives you something to do it the way he's given it to you to do. Now, I don't know if everybody can see us in our jackets. That's our jackets. Now, when I tell you the power of one, April has an organization, and it is called I don't want to call it an organization. It's the Society We are the Honeybee Society. Okay. Now, when you look at it, we think the Greek organization.
Right.
But I'm going to let April talk more about the Honeybee Society. Yes, I am a part of the Honeybee Society. But what I am so impressed with is that when she rolled it out with a plan. It wasn't like, I'm going to get my girlfriends together and I'm going to see whether or not this is something that you want to do.
Right.
She had it all rolled out, and it was kind of like, you want to join in?
Y'all ready? Let's go.
You ready? You ready? Let's go. But I mean, to the point that it is so thought out, so well planned. We've got the crest, we've got a shield, we have our bylaws. You know, I'm gonna take my jacket off so y'all can see my shirt, because yes, I feel just like a Greek organization without really being a Greek organization, because you know, when you pledge, you're a number. Yes, honey. Yes, I'm number 10. Yes, I want you to know I'm number 10. I love the fact that on this side it says "Be great."
You gotta have your reminder.
Right.
That's
the
right.
Honeybee Society is across.
That's right.
My name is on the back of my shirt. Yeah. So when I wait, I'll let you show the bag, because she just, when April amazes me, because April will be like, Lynn, I was thinking about a bag. Okay, April, do the bag, baby. What you gonna do? Who do you know who meets people to manufacture a bag for the Honeybee Society overseas?
To God be the glory.
Stitches the bags.
Hmm?
This is what I'm talking about. When you talk about a bridge, this is a bridge. She is now an international connection. She's no longer here in the 50 states. She is now an international connection. Okay. So, April, tell us about the Honeybee Society. Why did you come up with the Honeybee Society? Can you still accept members into the Honeybee Society? Drop the nugget, baby girl.
All right. The Honeybee Society was established back in 2020 during the panorama, during the pandemic. I launched my self-care subscription box. And so with launching that, with those subscribers, I wanted to have a place for them to go, a community for them to come together, because obviously they're purchasing this box. They want to take better care of themselves, right? We're in the house. We're not going out, so we're not going to the spa. We're not even going to the nail shop, but we need something to take time to be good to ourselves. And so that was in June. Actually, Juneteenth, I launched the Honeybee box, which is the self-care subscription box that I sent to your front door every single month, right? And so while we're talking about these things that I'm doing or whatever, April Boyd ain't perfect. By far, she's not perfect. And so I did that without having any teaching, not having any courses or anything, just off the top. Just
what was in the box?
So you had a signature t-shirt every month, and you had 4 or 5 other self-care items. So you may have gotten a mask, shea butter, soap, different things. But the signature t-shirt was every month. You know, you were getting a t-shirt and 4 to 5 other self-care items.
Okay.
And so that went on until January of 2021. And it's actually today, 1 year ago today, is when I tested positive for COVID-19.
Wow.
Because I didn't have a solid foundation, because I was the one-man band, my box crumbled, right? It crashed because I didn't want to send, I didn't have the strength to send the boxes out. I didn't want me being sick, send the boxes out. So yeah, but me being quarantined away from my family for all those days, and I began to write and journal like I do, I realized that even though the box had to be put on hold, the ladies still needed a community. right? I still enjoyed, even though I was in the room quarantined, I could still get on Marco Polo, or I could still get on Facebook in the group and talk to my ladies, right? And so that was when the hunger and when the drive really came forth for me to be like, okay, yeah, that what I thought the community started out with the box, I thought that was the big thing, but really it was the community. Even without a box, even without goodies every month, we still needed that sisterhood. And so I was like, okay, end of February, beginning of March, I was like, I'm still here. I survived COVID. Thank you, Jesus. There's still more work for me to do. And so I put a message in the community and was like, hey, y'all, I know COVID-19 is still going on, but I'm coming to Raleigh for a photo shoot for the Honeybee Society. We're going to make this thing official. If y'all want to join me, it's open to everybody in here. Meet me at such and such. I gave the address for the hotel, the information. Meet me here. This is the day we're doing the photo shoot. We're just going to get together and let our hair down, right? Meet your sisters, because a lot of people in the community, in the closed group, had never met in person before. There were several ladies in the group that I've been talking to for years that we had never met in person before. Wow. And so that weekend in March was absolutely amazing. Like, if you had saw us, or if you had a fly on the wall in the room in the hotel, you would not have known that this was a group of women who were just all meeting, the majority for the first time. And it showed me really what sisterhood is all about. It showed me the power of community, where you can build this thing online. And so when you come together in person, it feels like a family reunion as opposed to a meet and greet. And so that, after that weekend, I was like, okay, this is real. Like, this is real. And so in the end of April, I opened it up for a membership to be able to join and be a part of the community. And we have been slowly chugging along. Some of our plans got put on the back burner because we moved again. And then we were hoping to do something again this month, but with COVID numbers picking up, right? It's like, I'd rather be safe than sorry, and of course people are out doing different things, but just me being me. And even if I was to go to another event, it's heavier on my heart of hosting something on my own. And of course everybody knows their own risk of going out or whatever, but if somebody was to get sick after attending my event, that would tear me to pieces. So I need y'all to pray for me. I need y'all to pray, because we don't know when Corona is going to be over, when things are going to be back to normal, or if ever. But that is a battle that I'm having that I need y'all to pray. Saints, I need y'all to point y'all hands to Texas and pray for me, because I definitely don't want to stop. I definitely do not want to stop meeting, and in person is my thing, and yeah, but it is open. We have our 15 founders. Those were the first ladies that saw the vision, heard the vision, caught the vision, and joined, like, almost immediately, right? And so that was Lynn's number 10. And those 15 ladies, those are the ones that we are, checking in with, building relationships, trying to remove myself. So, I want them to talk when I'm not around, and they do. And I'm so thankful for that. And so, but it is open. We are open for members from all walks of life, from all over the world. Our whole thing is being good to yourself. We're learning to practice self-care in practical ways, whether that's taking a walk outside, opening up a window and just taking in 3 deep breaths. You don't have to break the bank to be good to yourself. Sometimes saying no is self-care, right? Yeah. Setting boundaries is self-care. So we're just trying to get away of that. It's not open to everybody, that you got to have a bunch of money to do self-care. You got to go to the spa all the time. No, that is not what self-care. Now that's good. but that's not the only way that we can practice self-care. And so our community is a sisterhood of like-minded women that are going to back you, that are going to push you. You're not in competition with anybody but yourself. You're to be better to yourself today than you were on yesterday.
Now, April, if I wanted to join the Honeybee Society, what would I have to do?
So on Facebook, we have the closed group, which is you would just type in the Honeybee Society, or the easiest way. I'm gonna make it even easier, because there is a Honeybee Society that are actual beekeepers.
That's not you.
That's not us. I've had a couple of their members request to be in. When I was reading, and I was like, because one of the questions is, what will you bring to the group? And it was like, everything that I know about beekeeping. And I was like, oh, this isn't what they think it is. So you can email me at heyhoney@aprilmboyd.com. heyhoney@aprilmboyd.com. Or you can simply go to aprilmboyd.com and sign up to become a member of the community.
And the one thing I like about it is that when we had the first event in March, they laughed at me because
if you didn't know
in Durham, but
if
you
didn't know Lynn,
tell
you would have
me
thought
that I
she
was
came
going on a retreat
from far, far away.
far away. I unpacked my bag at the hotel and went to the store because I needed snacks.
When she talked about them snacks at the beginning of this live, she's serious about her snacks. She is serious. I was on the way to the hotel, and I was like, Lynn, where are you? She was like, I'm across the street at the store getting snacks. I was like, didn't you just come from Raleigh?
But I didn't have no snacks.
Oh, yes.
My hotel had a refrigerator and a microwave. It was a little kitchenette there. It had dishes. So if we had been there a little longer, I'd have found an actual grocery store. But
I can't wait for the retreat.
I loved the fact that I met new women.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anybody.
Right.
I literally didn't know anybody. They didn't know me. They didn't know my past. They didn't know my behaviors. They didn't know anything about me.
Right.
But everybody was so open, so welcome, so inviting, that when the weekend was over, we still stayed connected.
Yeah. Because everybody was looking for the same thing.
We still have not been able to meet. I mean, we did get together to do lunch, but we haven't been able to do our retreats and the things that we, set out to do. But we are still connected. Mm-hmm. Now, you let somebody come in that group chat and say, hey, I need prayer.
It's on.
That notification is going to go off like I don't know. And it's not. We don't ask what the issue is. Now, if you choose to tell us, fine.
Right.
But if not, you're going to get at least 13 women that's going to be praying for you, sis. Hang in there. Right. Because that's what the Honeybee Society really is all about. Right. That's what it's about.
And what did my heart good was a couple weeks ago, I missed the notification. I don't know what I was doing, but I had missed the notification. But it's not about me. Mm-hmm. And so even though I missed it, there were the other sisters that were there that were able to jump in and pray or do what needed to be done, because it's not about me, but it's who God has allowed me to connect.
Right.
And so
that
I'm
bridge,
thankful.
That bridge. But you have your hand up.
I feel like I'm in school. I want to ask something. When I listen to you talk, April, I'm reminded of the fact of what you said in the beginning. There was something that you had this vision of this Honeybee Society, but even from the very beginning, he showed you that it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, because you thought it was all about the box. But he thought it was all about the connection. That's what he wanted. And because of that, it's like we say all the time, when God gives you the vision, he will give you the provision.
Yes.
Right.
That's how you got overseas. That's how
Right.
you got that bag. That's how those
Right.
things happen. So I just want to encourage you going forward to know that this is a vision that he gave to you, and to take the advice that you have given the women, and let yourself know, every single day, if he gave it to you, he's got a way that he wants it to
Right.
be done.
That's right.
And just continue to listen for his voice, continue to follow his directions. Because one thing about God, he knows the plan. He knows
Right.
exactly what he wants you to do. And what we have to do is be obedient to listen for his voice.
Mhm.
And no matter how crazy it may sound, or how you may sit back and say, how in the world, like Angie said, how am I going to gather these people together? What is going to happen with that? Because I know that you weren't looking for 500 people. I'm sure that when you started this, because you were asking yourself, how am I going to make this happen? And we went to
Right.
the Edge the second year, and to see the people celebrating one another in areas and arenas that don't always get celebrated. Nobody
Exactly.
always celebrates the stylist. Nobody always celebrates the nurse or the doctor or the,
Right.
that doesn't always happen. So I am encouraged by you, because it is so easy
Mhm.
to get discouraged when you're
Yes.
out there as one.
Mhm.
You can't always see the power of one. So I just congratulate you on everything that
Thank
you're
you.
allowing God to do through you. And I celebrate you as well, Lynn, because you have stepped out on faith, and you have done some things, with your little itty bitty children,
Right.
your little daycare people, and all of us, Angie, Kim, Dawn, all of us, everybody on this line has something that can be turned into something bigger and something greater. And I
Exactly.
just, we just got to stay before him and hear him and do what he says to do. Go ahead, Lynn. I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm gonna read this. But Kim says, "This is so much on an answer to a prayer for what God has shown her, that He gave to her, and God's way. It is. That's it. That's what it is. It's
Do it, Kim.
do it. Just step
Do
out
it.
and do it.
Do
But
it.
I wanted to, because I'm looking at the time, but I have to bring this up, and I have to bring this up because we talked about the Grammys, the Tonys, the awards and everything, but I want April, because I don't know if your listeners are aware that April had the opportunity to be interviewed by none other than
Oh,
Tabitha
yes,
Brown.
yes.
First of all, you have to tell the listeners how that happened, that you had the ability to be interviewed
Mhm.
by Tabitha Brown. Were you in the grocery store? Tell me.
Thank you, Miss Francina. Thank you so much. So, so that was a thing. The being transparent, showing up and being your authentic self, not caring about what other people think or what other people say. I'm saying this now, and it took me a long time to get here, right? But y'all know, everybody know Tab. Everybody call her Aunt Tab. Me and Tab the same age, so she's my sister. I don't call her auntie. So we the same age. But I love her. Everybody loves Tab, and it's for her genuineness. She's her. She's don't put on no airs, no none of that. Well, anyway, y'all know Tab has the Donna's recipe, which is her hair growth oil and the gummies. So last year, of course, during the pandemic again, I decided to grow some sister locks. I didn't like them, so I cut them all off. And I was like, okay, so now I'm bald headed again, and I got to get my hair to grow back real quick. So for Mother's Day, as part of me being good to me, I ordered Donna's recipe. And I started using it. So I took a before picture, an awful before picture, because I never thought that I would show it to anybody. It was just for me and my personal, mind to note it for myself. If I had known I was going to share that picture, I would have taken a better before picture, but it was just for me. But I was using the Donna's recipe, the oil more so than the gummies, but I would oil my scalp frequently with the oil, and my hair was growing good, right? And so I had taken a before and after picture in November, I think it was, after I took my braids out. I did an after picture. Yeah, it was the very end of November, beginning of December. And I posted the before and after picture, that hideous before picture that I had taken that I didn't think anybody would ever see. But I was like, I want the people to know that these ain't people on here with no filters. This is the real deal. I want them to see that this real girl used Donna's recipe and it works. And I shared the picture on my page on Saturday evening after I took my braids down. And Sunday morning, my phone started going bananas with all of these notifications. And I was like, why are all these notifications going off on my before and after picture now? Well, I went and looked, and Tab had shared my before and after picture on her page. I was like, what the world? Like, what? Tab shared my picture. And so then that was Sunday. Then on Monday, the co-founder, I forgot her name, but the co-founder with Tab, she messaged me and said, hey, we're doing interviews tomorrow with people who've done the products with Tab on her Instagram page. Would you like to be a part of it? I'm like, absolutely. Of course I will. And so that was just, a showing up, being obedient, because I felt led to share that picture because it wasn't about me. I just wanted to share Tab's product. And y'all, in the interview, so it was like 5 or 6 people had gone before me in the interview. And when it got to me, I went on and I was just me. I showed up as my authentic self. And yes, I love Tab, but I didn't, I wasn't starstruck, right? Mm-hmm. Because I had talked to my coach earlier and she was like, April, Tab is a woman just like you are, right? Y'all are, in God's eyes, y'all are equal. She may be a superstar, but don't go on there and act like you starstruck. Don't do that. So that was it. Like, just, right? And y'all, before the end of it, our segment was over. Tab gave me a word from the Lord. And I was like, my God.
Ooh.
Can you hear her?
I can't.
April, can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can
she hear us?
Got any suggestions at all?
I don't know, because I can't hear her.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna keep talking because
come back, April. Come back.
I'll keep talking. And as a matter of fact, this is one of these special days because if I don't take my phone down off of the stand, y'all will lose me. But okay,
she may go out and come back in.
Okay, so this is I'm gonna keep. Tab basically spoke to April and let her know, not knowing her, but basically let her know that the things that she had been waiting for and wanting from God, that he was going to give it to her, and that her name was going to be a household name. Now, Tab don't know that April has been called the bridge.
Right.
She doesn't know that at all.
Right.
She doesn't know anything about April, but she basically just encouraged April to continue, to keep going. Don't stop. Mm-hmm. Don't stop. And April, being April, she said, and she did. She was like, y'all, our next retreat, Tab gonna speak at our next. She's gonna be our speaker. She's gonna be our speaker. So she's telling Tabitha that. So Tab literally says, make sure I get the information to the retreat. I filled in for you.
Thank
For
you.
the
there
retreat
you go.
that I know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about now. What if she had not put the pictures up?
Right.
What if she waited the next day?
Mm-hmm.
What if she never, just
And that's
didn't
what
do it?
Tab says. She says she gets so many notifications. So her prayer is, God, when I go on social media, allow me to see what it is that I need to see.
Yes.
And so she said after she saw it, she was like, I have to post this. I have to repost this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And so then, when we were sitting there talking, she confirmed things that I had literally been praying about, like, and she said, I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I do. And so I had been telling the ladies in the group a couple weeks before that I was like, y'all, Tab's going to speak at our conference. I don't know if it was after the seasonings or the books or something, but I spoke it. And when I mentioned that to her, she was like, well, okay, make sure you send me the information so I'll know, where I need to be. So I was like, okay. So that's in the works. So I'm just thankful. And it's all about being obedient. Doing what he says when he says it, because I believe that the delayed obedience is still disobedience.
Yeah, it's not obedience at all.
Now, we talked about, there was that time that you and I both know about being too afraid to do something sometimes, that we delay it. And April was going to do the lip lacquers and have the honeybee logo, everything on it, pick the colors, but she waited. And then it was maybe about a month or so. Some lady is sitting in the middle of the floor with the same colors that April had picked out, overwhelmed because she can't get the packages shipped out fast enough.
Yeah. Because God is going to get his work done. What he needs to do, what he needs you to do, he's going to get it done. And so if he gives it to you, he'll give you the opportunity, to get it done. But if you sit and you wait and you keep asking for answers over and over again, confirmation after confirmation, girl, do you know I have billions of others that can do this? You know what I'm saying? Don't wait so long thinking that you have another day, right? Do what he said. Do it. And if it takes you falling, getting up, starting over until you get it right, at least you're taking steps forward and you're going to learn something. It's not a loss. You're going to learn a lesson in doing it wrong.
Right.
But at least make the effort to do it.
Right.
I tell you what, we are at our time. I could talk to you for forever, April. Try to every time I see you, but I'm grateful, so thankful that you had the time, made the time to be with us tonight on When Life Speaks. And I tell you, every time I have the opportunity to have one of these kinds of programs, there's so many nuggets. There's so many just wisdom. There's so much wisdom, and I know as humble as you are, you don't see it that way. But I want you to understand that when people come on, this is a platform where we're not interested in catching somebody in their wrongdoing and exposing anything. We're trying to inspire. We want people to be inspired. We want people to be encouraged. We want people to understand that whatever it is you are going through, or whatever you have to do, or whatever you think God wants you to do, is a real thing.
It's a real
thing. And as long as he is with you, no fear. No fear. You don't have to be afraid. Nope. You don't have to be afraid, because he is with you. He is faithful. And if he tells you he's going to do it, he's going to do it. He's just wanting you to say yes. And like you said, take a step. Because if you take a step, he's got the next one covered.
Right.
Absolutely. You take another step, he's got the next one covered. So for all of you listeners out there, for the village who joins in, for people that you will share this with later, because this is going to be a broadcast that you are going to share with somebody.
Yes.
We replay on Saturdays at noon. So if you know somebody that can benefit from what we have been saying here tonight, be sure to tell them to tune in. ALH Broadcasting at noon, and When Life Speaks replays at that time. But I just want to say again, April, thank you so much. And
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Listeners, you've got a dream.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a vision. There's something that you need to dust off.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you need to move forward on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't remember, you just go back and you ask God, God, show me again.
Right.
Tell me again.
Yep.
Let me know the next step that I'm supposed to take. And he will. He will answer you, and then follow what he says for you to do. And he's going to blow your mind. I tell you, he's going to blow your mind. And you're going to be sitting back just like April is rocking and shaking her head down and saying, I don't know how this happened, but thank you, Jesus.
Nobody but God.
Nobody but him.
Like that 26-foot truck. Okay, we're going to get on the road. We're going to do this, you know. And,
right.
And God never fails. He just never fails. And I'm just grateful. And thank you, Lynn, for being with me tonight. You usually aren't with me on so many Thursdays in a row, but I sure appreciate you being here and talking to your friend. And don't forget, ladies, if the Honeybee Society is speaking to you tonight, then go to honey at aprilmboy.com.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and follow through with membership there. And show that bag. Who's got
You got it, April? Look at that bag.
Everybody needs a honeybee bag in their life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
She's a big girl. Girl.
She'll get you through anything.
You can put all the things. All the things. You can go to the office. You can go to
everything, including the kitchen sink.
She can go all the things. To God be the glory, Miss Paula. Y'all come on over. Let's get connected. Let's stay connected. Let's encourage each other.
Yes.
Sisterhood is needed. We do need each other.
And it's real. And it can
is real.
And it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you, April. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you,
listeners, for being with me tonight. You know, we'll be right back here next Thursday at 7 p.m. I would love to tell you what the show is going to be about, but I don't have a clue. So you just come on back, be right here with me, and be surprised. But be ready to receive. That's for sure. Put life on hold for a little bit. Step back, be ready to receive, because when life speaks, you'll
speak life.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you, April.
Yay.